Hello everyone, welcome back to English class. Today we are going to start chapter number 5 from the book Honeydew. The name of the chapter is The Summit Within. Today we will cover one half part of the chapter, and if I talk about this chapter has main these 2 points, Mount Everest and Major H.P.S. Ahluwalia, who is the writer of this chapter. If I talk about this person, then Major Haripal Singh Ahluwalia is an Indian mountaineer, author, social worker and retired Indian Army officer. And yes, during his career he has made contribution in the field of adventure, sports and many more things. He is the 6th Indian man and 21st man in the world that climbed Mount Everest. And you can see the Mount Everest, okay, the highest peak in the world. And yes, this person has reached on the top. Now if I talk about this chapter, in this lesson Mr. Ahluwalia talks about his experience. He was a member of the first successful Indian expedition to Mount Everest in 1965, and in this lesson he has talked about his experience of climbing the world's highest summit, and he tells the readers how the physical conquest changed one on a personal and spiritual level. After talking about climbing the physical summit, he has also talked about the task of climbing the summit within. And what is the meaning of summit? Yes, the highest point of a hill or a mountain, the highest. Okay, so here he will talk about the physical as well as within. Now let's start. Open the page number 76, the first para of this chapter. Of all the emotion we surged through me as I stood on the summit of Everest, looking over miles of panorama below us, the dominant one I think was humility. The physical in me seemed to say, thank God it's all over. However, instead of being jubilant, there was a tinge of sadness. Was it because I had already done the ultimate in climbing and there would be nothing higher to climb and all roads hereafter would let down? So dear students, write down the meaning of some words. First word is surged and the meaning is arose suddenly and intensely. Next is summit, as I have told you earlier, the highest point of a hill or a mountain. Okay, then panorama, view of a wide area. Humility means the quality of having a modest or low view of one's importance. Okay, and next word is jubilant, means very happy because of success. And yes, last word is tinge, that means trace. Okay dear students, now the author begins the story by telling the readers about the rush of multiple emotions he felt as he stood on the highest point of Mount Everest. See, here he has written, as I stood on the summit of Everest. When he was on the top of the Everest, many emotions, many thoughts were flooding in his mind. And the huge panorama, the huge view of area below them made them feel little and modest. Climbing up the top had made him so tired that his physical strength was glad it was over. Physically he was very tired, so it was over, so they were very happy. And however, rather than feeling proud and joyous as jubilant, happy, there was a slightly sadness was there, shade of sadness was also there. Why? Because was it because they had already done the ultimate in climbing. Ultimate means the last level of the climb they have done, and there would be nothing higher to climb because it is the highest peak and they have nothing higher to climb, and all roads thereafter would let down. Okay, so the only probable reason for this feeling could be that he had not become proficient by climbing the highest point, and all the roads from that point will only lead to downwards. Next para of this page only, by climbing the summit of Everest, you are overwhelmed by a deep sense of joy and thankfulness. It is a joy which lasts a lifetime. The experience changes you completely. The man who has been to the mountains is never the same again. So what the writer wants to say, by climbing the summit of Everest, you are overwhelmed. Overwhelmed means you were flooded by a deep sense of joy and thankfulness, because when you were at the highest on the top of the Everest, Many feelings were there, and one was joy and another was thankfulness. You were very grateful to others, and it is a joy which lasts a lifetime, and the joy for live will remain for lifetime. It will not for a short time, it will remain for a long time. And the experience change you completely, and the experience of climbing the mountain will change you completely. And the man who has been to the mountains is never the same again. When you come back from the mountaineering, and when you come back to after climbing the mountain, then you will be the different person. Okay. And last para of this page number 76. As I look back at life after climbing Everest, I cannot help remarking about other summit, the summit of the mind. No less formidable and no easier to climb. Here the word formidable, and the meaning is strong and powerful. Okay. So what does he want to say? As I look back at life after climbing Everest, so the author writes that whenever he thinks about having climbed the summit of Everest, he cannot help but think about another significant summit, which is of the mind, which is not easier to climb either. It is also not any less challenging. It is no less formidable, no easier to climb. It is also very tough. Okay, like physically, climbing the mountain is as tough as just thinking about climbing itself within. Okay. So next page number 77. Even when getting down from the summit, once the physical exhaustion had gone, I began asking myself the question why I had climbed Everest. Why did the act of reaching the summit have such a hold on my imagination? It was already a thing of the past, something done yesterday. With every passing day, it would become more remote. And then, what would remain? Would my memories fade slowly away? So, once he had climbed Everest, returned and recovered from the physical exhaustion. Exhaustion means fatigue, tiredness. As he had recovered from physical exhaustion means now he is completely fit. Okay, so tiredness had gone. Then now again he had began asking myself. He was asking to himself the question why I had climbed Everest, why he had chosen why he had chosen Everest. Okay. And yes, he began to ask himself the reason as to why he climbed the highest peak. It was quite difficult to understand why the accomplishment had such an impact on his imagination all the time, even when it was a thing of the past. Yes, the thing has gone. It is a past, but still in his imagination he always used to think about it. He knew that as each day passed, the experience would get old. Obviously, as every passing day, it would become more remote, more older. Yeah, sorry, it will become older and older as to 4 years back. Then he will say 5 years back. Okay, at that very moment, he was unsure, and he was not completely sure, like if the memory would remain or fade away slowly. So might it possible that the memories of reaching the peak maybe fade away slowly. All these thoughts, so just move on to the next para of this page. All these thoughts led me to question myself as to why people climb mountains. It is not easy to answer the question. The simplest answer would be as others have said, because it is there. It presents great difficulties. Man takes delight in overcoming obstacles. The obstacles in climbing a mountain are physical. A climb to a summit means endurance, persistence, and willpower. The demonstration of these physical qualities is no doubt exhilarating, as it was for me also. So, listen carefully what he wants to say. Dear students, some words are here. First of all, write down the meaning. First word is here endurance. Okay, and the endurance means tolerance. Persistence means the fact of continuing in a course of action in spite of difficulty. Okay, means continue in the task in spite of difficulty. And the exhilarating, as it is given, very exciting. So the writer says that all these thoughts led me to question myself as to why people climb mountains. So the first question arose in his mind that why as to why people climb mountains. Okay, so all the thoughts that came into the author's mind made him ask first as to why people climb mountains. It is not that easy to answer in the simplest way possible could be, because it is there. Okay, because it is there, so they climb the mountains. No, it presents great difficulties. Okay, climbing a mountain poses great challenges, and we all know that overcoming these obstacles brings pleasure to climbers. So dear students, here is written the obstacles in climbing a mountains are physical, and man takes delight in overcoming obstacles. Now he is telling about the man community that they feel very man feels very delight, very happy whenever he just overcomes all his obstacles. Okay, if you have any difficulty in your life, any problem in your life, whenever you just overcome the problem, whenever you solve the problem, you feel very happy. So in the same way, he just says that man takes delight in overcoming obstacles. Man always thinks that crossing the hurdles is the best thing. So climbing a mountain is a completely physically challenged. Okay, means physically fit person. And yes, in climbing a mountains, these obstacles are physical, such as tolerance, willpower, and determination to keep you going. What type of qualities a person needs? A climber need endurance, persistence, and willpower. Means tolerance, okay, determination, and willpower to keep on going on the mountain. The exhibition of these physical qualities and one's awareness towards them, on the other hand, is thrilling, and same was the case for the author. So he is saying the demonstration of these qualities, the presence of these qualities is like physical qualities, is no doubt very excited, and yes, on the same way it is very thrilling also, and similarly it affect and positively bounds the person. I have a more personal answer to the question. From my childhood, I have been attracted by mountains. I had been miserable, lost when away from mountains. In the plains, mountains are the nature at its best. Their beauty and majesty pose a great challenge, and like many, I believe that mountains are a means of communion with God. So, here are some words, just write down the meanings. The word is majesty, which means magnificence or great beauty. Communion means the sharing or exchanging of intimate thoughts and feelings, especially on the mental or spiritual level. Okay, so the writer says, the author seems to have a more personal answer to this question as to why he wanted to climb mountains. Now the question arises about himself only, why Mr. Ahluwalia wanted to climb the mountain, and he was saying his personal answer was there. From his childhood, he had been attracted by the mountains. Okay, he had been immensely attracted by mountains since his childhood. He used to feel lost. See, I had been miserable, lost when away from mountains. So he said that he used to feel lost and unhappy in the plains when he was away from the mountains. He feels mountains are nature in its best form. According to his experience, and according to him, Mr. Ahluwalia, like mountains are nature's best creation. Okay, so although their magnificence and beauty pose a significant challenge, the author, along with a lot of people, believe that mountains provide a platform for sharing personal thoughts and feelings directly with God. Okay, as we have read many stories that a monk had gone, monk always used to go to mountains for their meditation. So similarly, in this way, he is saying, I believe, and he also believes. The author also believes that mountains are a means of communion with God. If you want to talk with God, if there is a spiritual level, and if you want to meditate yourself, then it is the best place. So mountains provide a platform for sharing personal thoughts and feelings directly with God. So next part, last part of this page number 77. Listen carefully. First of all, I am going to read the para. Once having granted this, the question remains why Everest? Because it is the highest, the mightiest, and has defied many previous attempts. It takes the last ounce of one's energy. It is a brutal struggle with rock and ice. Once taken up, it cannot be given up halfway, even when one's life is at stake. The passage back is as difficult as the passage onwards. And then, when the summit is climbed, there is the exhilaration, the joy of having done something, the sense of a battle fought and won. There is a feeling of victory and of happiness. Now he is sharing the feelings of the journey. Means from the beginning to the midway, and from midway to the top. Okay, so he says before to explain, write down meaning of some words. Defied here, resisted. Okay, frustrated. Next word is brutal, which means unpleasant or harsh. Next word is here glimpsing. Okay, which means catch or get a sight of. So he said, once having granted this question remains why Everest, means yes, you have chosen we have chosen climbing the mountains, then why Everest? So the once having found out why to climb mountains, the question why Everest remains. Probably because it's the highest in the world and has resisted many attempts of people trying to climb it, because it is the highest, and yes, many people can't even try to go there. Okay, to reach the summit of Everest, it asks for every bit of energy in one's body. Yes, last ounce of one's energy means it asks for every bit of energy in one's body. It is a brutal struggle with rock and ice. Obviously, there are rocks, there are, yes, ice. So, it is a harsh struggle with ice and huge rocks. Once you have taken this hard challenge, there is no option for you to give up midway. Even if life is at stake, means your life is in danger, still you can't come back, because it is as hard as go upwards. So he says, because the passage backwards poses the same difficulties and challenges as the passage upwards. So obviously everyone will choose to move upwards. When finally, after overcoming all these obstacles, one reaches the summit, there are feeling of accomplishment. Okay, so there is the exhilaration, deep joy, the joy of having done something. When you reach at the top, many kinds of happiness and many kinds of feelings come into your mind, like the sense of battle fought and won. Like it is a sense as you have won any battle from your enemy. Okay, so there is a feeling of having fought a battle and won. The author mentions how looking at another peak transported him into another world. There is a feeling of victory and of happiness. You have won something, and there is a feeling of happiness, joy, and pleasure. So, glimpsing a peak in the distance, I get transported to another world. I experience a change within myself, which can only be called mystical. By its beauty, aloofness, might, frigidness, and the difficulties encountered on the way, the peak draws me to it as Everest did. It is a challenge that is difficult to resist. So, dear students, our words are here. Glimpsing, as I have told you earlier, catch or get a sight of. Mystical means spiritual. Okay, then aloofness, here is the word aloofness, which means distant. Okay, so what the writer says, glimpsing a peak in the distance, so the peak attracted. The author mentioned how looking at another peak transported him to another world. Okay, you feel like you are in the another world. I experience a change within myself. Okay, now he was feeling changes in himself also, which can only be called mystical. Spiritual changes was there by its beauty, aloofness. Okay, so the writer says the peak attracted the author to itself with the help of its greatness, beauty, serenity, and the difficulties it poses on the way. He says it was a challenge difficult to resist. Okay, so at Everest did, so he faced many difficulties, but yes, when he reached there was many feelings. The best feeling was The spiritual, mystical feeling was there because of the beauty, aloofness and mightiness of the mountain. Okay, so dear student, that's all for today. So stay tuned for next part of the lesson. Thank you.